The state wants you to punish him. Not just punish him, they want you to put him in jail, behind bars. A child. They want you to try him as an adult, ladies and gentlemen, not for murder, but for taking his friend's father's car, for signing a note to get out of class early. No, the state wants you to hang this man by the neck.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back. I'm Frank Esquire. This is
Shoe Esquire. Now we
are legally caffeinated. Today, on today's episode, we are prosecuting Ferris Bueller. I'm prosecuting him. That's right. I don't know how you can. He's a criminal. He's a master criminal.
I'm an attorney. I can defend anything.
That's true. That's true. Well, you have your work cut out for you today, Shu, because we are prosecuting Ferris Bueller. It's not Save Ferris.
Save Ferris?
What?
It's throw Ferris in jail. It's prosecute Ferris. It's hold Ferris accountable. So this is the State v. Bueller. We have the evidence. We have the evidence. The evidence is in. The evidence has been presented. We have thousands upon thousands of witnesses, and well, I mean, he did put himself. He did hijack a float, a parade float. So yes, we have thousands, millions of witnesses, and we will prove that Ferris was guilty, and that Principal Rooney was actually a victim here. Not only did Ferris break a number of laws, but he victimized Principal Rooney, a dude he's just trying to do his job.
Whether or not I should even leave him.
So without further ado, the evidence has been submitted. Closing arguments, Shu?
Defense rest, Your Honor.
Defense rest. Your Honor, may I proceed? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you've seen the evidence here. I know it's been tough to watch. It's been tough for me as well, and it's been tough for all parties involved, specifically the victim. That's you, Principal Rooney, who was just victimized repeatedly by this conniving student, Ferris Bueller.
Never had one lesson.
Ferris wants you to think that he was just taking a day off. He just needed some R&R, and he was just playing hooky on that day. He was just, doing, boys will be boys, kids will be kids. That's what he wants you to think. But I'll tell you right now, that's not what he did. Let's run down the evidence and the crimes we have. Well, first, he engaged in truancy. He skipped school. Principal Rooney called. Where's he at? He's not there. He forged. I'm pretty sure the evidence also shows that he forged some documents to get himself out of school. So we have some forgery, truancy. He stole a car. Cameron's dad, another victim of Ferris's crimes. He had his Ferrari stolen and taken on a joyride to the city. What else did Ferris do that you guys witnessed? He commandeered or hijacked a parade float, and all for his own enjoyment. Least of all, or not last but not least, possibly the worst crime. He stole somebody's lunch reservation.
You're Abe Froman.
That's right. I'm Abe Froman.
The Sausage King of Chicago.
Yeah, that's me.
He impersonated the Sausage King of Chicago and stole his lunch reservation. So, you've seen it. You've seen what he's done. Principal Rooney's come in and he's testified that he was just trying to do his job that day. He was just trying to make sure that Ferris got his education. But Ferris, nope, he skipped school. He trespassed all over the city through people's lawns. He played on kids. He just broke into people's backyards. He jumped on their trampolines. He swung on their swing sets. And, he just ran amok throughout the whole neighborhood, just tormenting whoever got in his way, stealing lunch reservations, stealing a parade float, singing a song that he didn't have permission to perform live. Let's mention that. And he did it without any remorse whatsoever.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Whatsoever. And he almost let his friend Cameron drown. So I ask you to convict Ferris of all these crimes. We have burglary, because he broke into these people's property with the intent to commit a crime. We have trespassing. We have unauthorized use of an automobile, because he drove Cameron's car. Grand theft larceny, and we have all of these, and fraud. We have all of these crimes. I'm asking you to convict them of them all. Find this delinquent guilty and put him where he belongs, and that's behind bars. Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, Your Honor. Thank you. Your Honor, counsel, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, Mr. Bueller. Mr. Bueller is a teenager, a high school student, a child, if you may. We all were Mr. Bueller's age, and the state wants you to lock him behind bars. The state wants you to take his freedom away from him and put him in jail even before he graduates from high school.
This kid cannot be allowed to do this again. I'm sorry for my outburst. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Judge.
I won't hold the in contempt if another outburst like that.
I won't let it happen again, Judge. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I apologize.
May I continue? I'm going to take another sip of my coffee if you allow me to. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, the state wants you to put Mr. Bueller in prison. Mr. Bueller is a child. He's in high school. And why does the state want you to lock and chain a child in prison behind bars?
He's guilty.
Left school without permission. Because
guilty. Excuse me, Judge. Sorry.
Your Honor, do I have to put up with this? I mean, what is this, a kangaroo court? Are we in a court of law or in a basketball court? May I? As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, they want you to lock a child in prison for borrowing his friend's father's car, for leading a float in a parade. Mr. Bueller wasn't committing crimes on this day. Let's walk through the crimes that the state alleges my client committed. Mr. Bueller went to school that day. He was late. Why was he late? He was helping his friends. His friends were having mental health issues. They wanted a mental health day.
He'll keep calling me. He'll keep calling me until I come over. He'll make me feel guilty. This is ridiculous, okay? I'll go.
Mr. Bueller was there as a positive reinforcement, as a positive force in their lives. When he went to school with the intention of learning and bettering himself, his friends couldn't take it. They said, Ferris, you are the best of us. We are the worst. We cannot put up with this. We need a break from this everyday monotony of class and breaks, and class and homework, and class and lunch. So what did Mr. Bueller do? He said, okay, let's take a day off. Let's take a mental health day, if you will, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. And during that day, they needed to get around because his friends were sad. Walking would put more pressure on them because now you're exerting physical energy on top of the mental struggles you're having. So his friend said, let's drive my father's car. Although Ferris did not want to take the car, he was not sure whether his friend had permission. His friend could not drive because his friend was dealing with the mental health pressures. So if you add the mental health pressures, then the pressure of walking, on top of the pressure of trying to drive a car and dealing with traffic and people who can't drive, double parkers, people running lights, too much pressure. Who took the pressure on? Young Mr. Bueller. He took the pressure on to drive that car. The float in the parade, it wasn't going to happen. All those people, men, women, children out there waiting for the parade. Why? Because they need that positive energy. They wanted to smile and laugh. They came for a show. The driver of that float Once again, mental health pressures. He needed a mental health day. He told Mr. Bueller, my mental health is more important than all those people out there. And sometimes you just gotta sit down and take a rest. But Mr. Bueller, although he understood the pressures, he fought on. He took out that float and he made sure that parade went on. He signed his name on a document without permission. Ladies and gentlemen, we admit to that. Mr. Bueller, he did that. But he didn't do it for his own selfish, evil desires. He did it to help his friends, ladies and gentlemen. He was there to help his friends. In this day and age, we all know that every day we face pressures. Pressures on the health of our mental health that is more important than anything else. And due to that, ladies and gentlemen, due to that pressure his friends were feeling, Mr. Ferris Bueller put himself on the line. And because he's a great friend, not only to his own peers, but to the ladies and gentlemen, the children, the citizens of this great town, the state wants you to punish him. Not just punish him, they want you to put him in jail, behind bars. A child, they want you to try him as an adult, ladies and gentlemen, not for murder, but for taking his friend's father's car, for signing a note to get out of class early. No, the state wants you to hang this man by the neck for these childish indiscretions, which you can't even call them that. These were mature decisions made by a child for the benefit of his friends. Now, what would have happened if Mr. Bueller would have abandoned his friends and they would have went out and hurt themselves or not gone to school at all, stayed home in their own misery? Then the state would prosecute him for that. Mr. Bueller was in a lose-lose situation as far as the state is concerned, but Mr. Bueller wasn't even concerned about that. He didn't even know about the consequences he would face. What Mr. Bueller did know is his friends needed help. He was the only one that could help them, so he helped them. The city needed help. He was the only one that could help, so he helped it. Mr. Bueller did everything in his power to help everyone in this city. There was no evil intent, no criminal intent. This was all about others. And when we start taking mental health serious, the day that happens, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the day we are all better off. That'll be the day people like Mr. Bueller, my client, that'll be the day he does not have to fear that the state will try to take advantage of him and lock him away for the rest of his life. Because he made a decision to help those who are suffering. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to find my client not guilty of all charges. I'll go past that, ladies and gentlemen. I ask you to find my client innocent, baby. Because Mr. Bueller is a treasure. And if he's taken off, or if he's removed from our community, I shiver at the thought at what we have left. That is all, Your Honor.
I think we gotta find him not guilty. I think yours is way better than mine. Let us know in the comments what you think. Guilty, not guilty. Is Ferris Bueller a menace or is he a hero? And again, hit that like and subscribe button. Subscribing is the best way to support this channel, unless you hate this channel and then you just don't subscribe. But then it's like, why'd you watch in the first place?
Still subscribe if you hate it.
Still subscribe, yeah. Sometimes
talk about it. They'll watch and they'll hate it with you.
Yeah, exactly. Just subscribe if nothing else, than to watch the videos just to hate on them.